Good afternoon, Southside. I'm Taylor Fuller.
And I'm Heather Howard.
This week on Hawk TV, we'll tell you about the upcoming Miss Southside pageant, Coach Dean's 500th win, and Miss Perry's success as an FFA club advisor.
We'll also tell you about Mr. Branch's egg drop experiment and the weather. But don't scare anyone yet, because Hawk TV starts
now.
Hey, this is Bart Greer, former Southside graduate, and you're watching Hawk TV. And today is a great day to be a Hawk.
Welcome back to Hawk TV. We have 12 clubs here at Southside, and FFA is one of the most successful.
Miss Perry has put a lot of work into shaping the FFA club. Reporter Haley Houghton has more about the future farmers of America.
Here at Southside, we have multiple clubs and organizations. One of the biggest we have is FFA. Founded in 1928, the Future Farmers of America brought together students, teachers, and agribusiness to support agricultural education. Our FFA advisor is Miss Perry. Miss Perry has taught at Southside for 12 years.
I was not in FFA in high school. The high school I attended was not fond of having girls in their ag classes.
FFA's name changed from Future Farmers of America to the National FFA Organization to show the growing diversity of agriculture. Only 4 out of 10 FFA advisors in Tennessee are women.
When I was in college, I decided I did not want to be a veterinary major because Knoxville was just too far from home. So I had a professor who stopped me in the hallway one day and said, "What do you want to do when you grow up?" And I said, "Well, I'd really like to do something in agriculture, but I think I'd like to teach too." And I didn't even know that teaching agriculture was an option for me. And from that point on, I decided that's what I wanted to do, and I think I'm very good at it.
FFA makes a difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for leadership, personal growth, and career success through conventions, competitions, and training opportunities.
As an FFA advisor, I think my biggest accomplishments happen when my students are successful. Seeing them earn scholarships, several $1,000 scholarships, competing on a national level, graduating from college and being successful. And not only that, having students that don't go to college but go into a vocation where they make more money than I do.
You don't have to be a farmer to be an FFA. Miss Perry says it's more than milking cows and growing food.
I think the biggest misconception about FFA is it's all about cows, plows, and sows and crazy rednecks, and that is just not the case. There's a lot of science that's involved in agriculture, and once you take my classes, you realize that agriculture is a big part of our nation's history and part of our technology and science as well.
Our look at FFA continues next week with dialogue from the members of the FFA. For Hawk TV, I'm Haley Halton.
Stephanie Hernandez has.
I'm Stephanie Hernandez, and this is your Hawk TV forecast. Earlier this week, storms rolled towards West Tennessee. The National Weather Service in Memphis collected reports of storm damage from law enforcement and the public. A tornado touched down in McNairy County, which was reported by the Emergency Management Agency, but McNairy County officials reported no major damage. Storm damage was reported south of Ripley and Henning, where multiple tree and power lines were down along Highway 87. There are also several homes with damage on Joe Barfield Road in that area. Thankfully, there were no major damage reports in Jackson. Tonight, when Southside takes on McNairy, we anticipate fair weather and the temperatures in the low 60s. For those who will be going out on Saturday or Sunday, you can expect it being sunny with temperatures in the mid-80s. And on Monday, when we return to school, it will be mostly sunny. The temperatures will be in the mid-80s, and the lowest will be in the mid-60s. However, we do have a 20% chance of rain. And on Tuesday, we have a chance of afternoon showers. The temperatures will be in the low 60s, and the lowest will be in the upper 60s. And the lowest will be in the upper 60s. I'm Stephanie Hernandez, and this has been your 5-day forecast.
For the entire month of October, you can bring $1 to your first block teacher to wear jeans to help raise money for the American Cancer Society. Please bring $1 bills instead of change.
If you're interested in joining the Lady Hawks basketball team, Coach McNeil is holding tryouts in the East Gym on Tuesday, October 21st from 2:30 to 4 p.m. You must have a physical before coming to tryouts. And don't forget, the volleyball football team has a game tonight against McNairy County. Don't run away screaming though. Hawk TV will be back after this short commercial break.
Be that girl who wants to be the best. Be that girl who studies to be the best. Be that girl who succeeds to be the best. Be that girl who is the best. Be that girl.
Last night, the Lady Hawks volleyball team played Covington in the sub-state game. They advanced to the state championships next week. The volleyball team has been very successful this year. Coach Dean is very humble and happy about his 500th win.
Southside volleyball coach Tommy Dean recently earned his 500th career victory.
Well, it felt good. You know, a lot of things have come out of it, and I think many times too much was directed at me. It's all about the girls and the girls that have worked so hard over the years to make Southside volleyball as successful as it is. You know, I just put the girls on the court, and they're the ones that have been so successful, and I've been blessed to reap some of the benefits from it. We were in Tupelo, Mississippi, playing in a tournament, and we beat Corinth, Mississippi. That was a 500th.
It may surprise you to know that Coach Dean actually came to Southside as the softball coach.
This is my 19th year. When I was given the opportunity to come to Southside, actually it was more as a softball coach, and Mr. Arnold, of course, he hired me and asked me about volleyball, and I didn't know a thing about volleyball. Still don't know a lot about it, but that was kind of a package deal, and I've been very blessed to be able to be a part of Southside High School for 19 years.
Under Coach Dean, the Lady Hawks volleyball team has reached the state tournament 4 times since 2002.
Some eggs went flying, and not as a prank. Mr. Branch's physics class recently did an experiment about momentum.
Courtney Watson has more with that story.
Mr. Brian Branch's physics class recently completed a project about momentum.
We're doing momentum in physics class, and we were dropping these eggs off the top of the stadium and trying to have the lowest momentum and keep the egg from breaking. And let's see, if you had the lowest momentum without your egg breaking, you made a 100, second lowest 99, so on and so forth. But if your egg broke, you made a 69 and you failed. But my egg survived.
Not only the students were focused on controlling momentum, but also to protect the egg from breaking.
It was cone shaped with a flaps at the end to help reduce air resistance in the parachute.
Oh my God!
All the eggs landed safely except for one. Now that Mr. Branch's class is done with momentum, they're going to start a new lesson about energy. For Hawk TV, I'm Courtney Watson.
Gentlemen, time to see your best friend fail. I love you, Daniel. Love you too, Wesley. It's gonna break.
When we come back, we will tell you about the soccer team and the Miss Southside pageant.
Don't go anywhere. Hawk TV will be right back after this commercial.
If you don't do your work in high school, you won't graduate. If you don't graduate, you won't get a nice job. If you don't get a nice job, you can't pay your bills. If you can't pay your bills, you'll end up like this guy. Don't end up like this guy who's 40 and still lives with his mother. Do your work in high school.
Welcome back. The Lady Hawks soccer team had an outstanding season this year.
Jose Garcia caught up with a few soccer players to see if they met the requirements for this soccer season.
Overall, we had a great season. We really hustled hard through the very end, and I'm so proud of these girls and so proud of how our program has developed over the course of these last 3 and 4 years.
We did as good as we could. We made it to district tournaments, and we were #1 in district again for the 2nd time in a row, which is an improvement for Southside soccer team as a whole.
I as well was nominated captain, and it was just a lot for me to be the person to look up to as well. So I had to be a leader, and it was just a good experience.
I love it, and I love this whole experience, and this is my last year, so I'm just glad to say that I was on this team.
It's that time of the year again.
Pumpkin spice latte and sugar cookie time?
No, silly. It's time for the Miss Southside pageant.
So we don't get pumpkin spice lattes and sugar cookies?
Here's Destiny Westbrook with that story.
Around 25 to 30 girls to participate in the Miss Southside pageant. Hannah Bolton, Shelby Bradford, and Taylor Lindsay are just a few students that were in the pageant last year and are going to be in the pageant this year. As of now, they don't know what to expect because they do not know who all is going to be in the pageant.
Honestly, I have no idea because I have no idea who's going to be in the pageant.
At this point, I'm really not sure yet because I don't know who's going to participate.
Because I don't know who all is going to be in the pageant.
Though you may be competing against them, they encourage you not to be nervous and to be yourself.
Don't be nervous because if you're nervous, that's when you mess up. So just be confident in yourself.
Probably just to be yourself.
Do your best and go out on stage and have fun.
Miss Dalton, former Miss Southside, won this pageant her senior year. She also has some advice to give you and anyone else who wants to be in the pageant.
I wasn't in pageants growing up. I started all of my pageants in high school. I was in the Southside pageant every year, and I won Miss Southside my senior year. And then I was in the fair pageant and the state fair pageant and some local pageants, but not until high school and college years. I would say just find the right dress, one that's appropriate and flattering to you, and be complimentary of the other contestants, but most of all just have.
I'm Destiny Westbrook, the current Miss Southside. My advice to you is to not be nervous and to be yourself, and always remember there's nothing wrong with being a little confident.
That's all for this edition of Hawk TV.
Have a great weekend.